Jeff Brunski's joining me right now from Cleveland. I'm holding the ZX5, the ZX7 in my hand. I think in terms of irons that I've seen available on the marketplace, it was last year too, for that matter, these are probably the best looking overall package, Jeff, but I know that there's a tremendous amount of technology that's built into these. You know what, do you mind if we start with the ZX5?
Sure.
All right, let's talk about that because I want to start here. I want to talk about, we rarely get a chance to talk about sole geometry and what you've done here with the V sole that you have on it, the width of this sole. This is a launching pad.
Yeah, the ZX5 is really the player's distance iron. So we're talking about a player's shape, beautiful to dress, but a ton of ball speed packed into that. So it's a two-piece iron that has a forged body, so you're going to get that very soft feel, but then it's a high-strength steel face for the extra ball speed. But like you mentioned, the Tour VT sole is sort of a signature feature of the Srixon irons. That's part of the secret sauce of why these feel so pure. So that's in every model this generation.
All right, ZX5, I said ZX5, it's ZX5. Now, again, I can see it right here. This looks like tungsten.
Yep, there's some tungsten in the toe.
All right, talk to us about what you designed in terms of helping people strike the ball as best they can regardless of swing type.
Yeah, I'll key in on, it was the ZX5, the previous generation, so it's the ZX5 now, which stands for iForged. So we have a number of new forging processes throughout all of the models to help players, like you said, strike the ball more consistently and get more pure feel. So in this one, we've literally put strength, a new forging process across the top line to reinforce the strength there, which allows us to make the face feel a little bit softer and get a little bit hotter. So it's a forging process we've never before been able to do. That's really what sort of underpinned this whole generation of irons.
I know you guys had hopes that when you design a product that the marketplace is going to embrace it, it's going to take off. Has this series been even more successful than what you thought it would be?
I think among the elite fitters, the people who know and who see these things on a launch monitor and see what players can do with them, word is out. I think word is getting out to a wider audience now. We've won 2 tournaments out of 3 on the PGA Tour this year, so couldn't have asked for a better start to the year. I think the Srixon brand has got some serious momentum.
The ZX5, who is this designed for?
It's designed for a player, probably a 10 and lower handicap, someone who likes a player's iron and wants to be able to work the ball, but is looking for that extra distance. Our tour staff uses these in a 4-iron and a 5-iron, where maybe you don't need, even if you're the best player in the world, you might want a little bit more forgiveness. So the Srixon irons are really built to be combined if you want to build a set of the ZX5, the ZX7, the utility iron. So they blend quite well, and that's intentional.
You know, it's funny because Srixon doesn't need street cred, but these irons are giving you this kind of gritty, like you said, best fitters, really good players are getting the word out to say these are really, really well engineered and very special irons. Aside from being beautiful, obviously they're gorgeous. I told you that.
Helps.
But the engineering is unbelievable on them. Let's keep going because we're gonna run out of time because I'm geeking out on these irons. This is the ZX7. What could you tell us about this one in contrast to it and the technology of?
So the ZX7 is the player's model. That's a single piece of forged soft S15 steel, which is one of the softest materials I think in the market. It's the softest material we've ever used. I was talking about those new forging processes, so we had to kind of unlock some things from the engineering side to use a material that soft. This is what almost our entire tour staff is using. Extremely pure feel. If you want to work the ball, control your ball flight, that's the iron for you.
Name names.
We're talking about Brooks Koepka, we're talking about Keegan Bradley, Shane Lowry. This is their model. Hideki's in the blade, so he's not playing this one, but you know, the majority of our tour staff is playing this iron.
Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, we've got a couple minutes left here. I knew we were going to do this, dude. I knew we were going to get into it. A couple of irons here. Let's run through these quickly.
Okay, the ZX4 is more of a game improvement iron, so that's got a lot of the Srixon tech in it, but it's hollow body, a little bit bigger, a little bit more forgiving. So if you're just getting into the 15 handicap to 10 handicap, that's probably your model. And the utility is really a favorite among the tour staff. This is week in and week out one of the most popular utilities on the PGA Tour. We've put our Tour VT sole on it this generation, so it's got everything we can offer. It's extremely popular
Beautiful.
out there.
You brought these with you for a reason. There's no doubt in my mind.
Let's talk
about some wedges. We got about a minute left here.
Okay. The RTZ wedge from Cleveland, this is also our tour blade wedge. So we make a game improvement wedge. We make other wedges for different players. But if you're a better player, the RTZ is your wedge. And if you're familiar with Cleveland wedges, they've been called RTX for the past 6 generations. The Z stands for Z alloy. That is an entirely new material that our engineering team came up with.
And what's the performance like off that new material? Why'd you do it?
Yeah, so the reason we did that is we figured there had to be something better than the material that everyone's been using for decades. It does a few things. It's a little bit softer, feels better. It frees up a little bit of mass. So when you look at the design of that wedge, you can see that we've actually done some intentional shaping to get better and more consistent performance. And in the raw model, it does not rust, which is a benefit and is going to get you more consistent spin for the life of your wedge.
Very cool. How's the reaction been the first couple days?
Easily the best introduction we've had on tour because they helped us develop it. So it went right in the bag. We've already got a win with it. It's extremely exciting time.
People liking it here at the show?
Absolutely. A lot of people talk about the design, but we want to, there's a lot of engineering, but we're happy to hear how good they look too.
Cool. Great seeing you. Good luck with everything. I know you're heading home today. Safe travels to you and good luck out in the LA area to you and to everybody else.